morning, everyone from South Africa. And if you can see, there's little raindrops falling on my head right now. It is very different weather from the weather that we've had in South Africa so far. And that is because we are no longer at the beach house. This idyllic place is the home of Ardmore Ceramics. And we are here to see our table parade for the very first time. We arrived last night, we had a lovely meal with Faye, and we have woken up to this view. I want to just spend all my time looking around this garden, but in fact tomorrow I will give you a tour of the garden.
The amazing birds.
No, I know, everything's incredible. Okay, no, that'll be in tomorrow's tour. So now we're going to go and see your table parade. Okay, let's go and have a look. And whilst we walk over there, let's go back to last year when Philip arrived in Ardmore with all of the research he'd done about French surtout de table. A surtout means a table centrepiece, and in France they often took the form of statues that would go all the way down the table telling a story. As we were showing Nick all of the different types of surtout de table, or table parades as we are now calling them, we kept coming back to one, and it was this gazebo with a sculpture in the middle, and we loved that form. So we thought how wonderful it would be if instead of the sculpture in the middle we had a tree in the middle, and then forming the shape of the gazebo we have 4 giraffes arching their heads towards the tree and eating it in the middle.
I would like everything to be as much possible as natural habitat. So if you've got birds, then they're with the trees or the plants. Find them with simple animals.
It's real.
Yeah.
So you can actually pick it up and have a look and be like, okay, this is
Exactly.
sycamore.
Yeah.
Or Ficus natalensis.
That's it.
So rhinos would also be with the acacias out in the grass. And then coming in with the thickets and stuff, then you've got your birds and your giraffe feeding.
Right.
Some elephants bashing trees, the monkeys, stuff like that.
Philip, Faye and Nick just gelled completely, and Nick made the most spectacular designs, and Ardmore have spent a whole year working on them with their finest sculptors, their greatest artists. And I can now reveal the first ever table parade that Ardmore have made. It's a triumph of collaboration between Philip and Ardmore, and I cannot believe how lucky we are that it is going to be coming to live at Lalande.
Siyakwamukela eNingizimu Afrika, umhlaba welanga nabakhululekile. Welcome na South Africa, vanant Ghan's bride. Siyabongela eNingizimu Afrika, umhlaba welanga nabakhululekile. Welcome na South Africa, vanant Ghan's bride.
Can you believe it?
I just can't. I'm looking at it completely in awe.
I can't believe it's got to this point. It's been a year.
How many sculptors and artists have worked on this?
Well, we've had to last at all the trees and the buck, and the giraffes were made by Victor, who's a superb sculptor. Betty did these gorgeous little cycads, and then the little porcupine and the little pangolins were done by Edwin. He's known for his pangolins, and his story is amazing. He was an orphan from AIDS victim parents, and he came as a schoolboy and now he's one fully fledged top artist.
It's incredible.
So
It's
that's
wonderful.
a lovely story about Edwin.
It's incredible. It's got every sort of element of a classic surtout. In Venice, I've seen glass ones, I've seen porcelain ones that are incredible. Faye was saying that she doesn't think there have been many trees because it's so difficult in the kiln to not have them warp.
Well, in fact, we can show that here because one of the trees is being remade at the moment, this tree. And if we go on the side, you'll see why. It's just completely fallen over to the side here. Faye has decided they want to remake this one, and in fact, we'll be able to show you that in progress. Tulani, you're making the next tree.
Yes.
Because the last one, it was in the firing, wasn't it? It fell a bit. It's so gorgeous. You are incredibly talented. I mean, I can't tell you how much we love what you've done. I nearly cried when I saw it. It's beautiful. And you're adding every leaf.
I will put some the animal
Okay.
parts in the sprinkle.
So it'll be the same animals that were on the last one, is it? Okay. It's amazing to see you put every single leaf on individually. Oh, you are a very patient man. You shape them so quickly, you make it look effortless. How'd you do it? And look, every single point is perfect.
It's my hands.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Love it.
It's incredible.
Imagine the amount of work. All of this has been made, has been painted, and just because of one firing issue, the whole thing has to be remade. And that's what makes ceramics and porcelain so expensive.
Oh, absolutely. But also Faye strives for perfection.
And it has to be refire of each different colour as well, because they all fire at different temperatures. So you see the result of months and months of work here. This is Faye's grandson, Benji, and you can see at Ardmore they're starting young. And this is Jafford, who is teaching Benji how to throw.
Make a tennis ball, make it round.
Such concentration.
Ah, well done. That's a good job.
How old is your grandson?
He's 3.
3.
Wake up to a golden sky. Feel that summer in the air. Feet in the sand, no worries on my mind. Freedom everywhere. Kusugalushen, I'm plunging. Hear the laughter on the breeze. Nongane by my side today. Life is simple, life is sweet. Feel the rhythm in your heart now. Let it carry you away. Kanyanjalo, don't stop shining. This is our holiday. Liganya, the sun is shining. Halala, we're feeling fine. Was a jabulela this moment. This life is mine. Under open sky. Oh, Lule, what a beautiful day. Together we belong.
Something tells me that piece would be too expensive for anyone to buy. Actually, I just want to take a moment to say a huge thank you to Marcel Dupriez, because many of you have been asking in the last videos where the amazing African music has been coming from. And it's Marcel who made the Chateau Diaries theme tune and a lot of the music that we listen to in all of the videos. He also made all of the African music, especially because we were coming to Africa. He is South African, so he is surrounded by all of this inspiration in this beautiful country. And I have been listening to his African music over and over and over again. It is so joyful and so wonderful. So thank you, Marcel.
So you've got sculptors and then you've got the painters. Sikumbuzo did the painting. So he was challenged and he's done the most amazing job and he spent hours doing it.
It's
and
super.
Tabisi did the porcupine and these gorgeous cycads.
Fantastic.
I love them.
And I love how everything's functional. You know, it's just...
Yeah.
Will you be making more of these in future now?
I think you've started a new little design for Ardmore. But I gave the giraffes to Maziwe because she's excellent at pattern. And I think they've pulled it all together.
The patterns on the giraffe, the way, and you can see the different species of giraffe through the patterns. You'll notice that this giraffe is different from the others.
Actually, they're all different.
They're all different. And this one is a reticulated giraffe. This is actually my favourite piece of all of them. And you can just see the difference in the markings and the colouring. This is Maziwe, and you painted our giraffes.
You painted all the giraffes. You can see she's got a very definite, direct
You are amazing. They are beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And I will think of you every time we look at them. I can't believe how you managed to get all the different styles as well.
It's so organic, isn't it?
It is amazing. I love them.
What I love is that when you're looking at it, you're finding all these different little stories, these little things. There's a family there of warthog. There are wild dogs. They're playing together. You know, everywhere you look, there's something, and it's like coming on safari, but just on the table. It's a love letter to Africa, and I'm just in awe of it. It's beautiful.
And it's very realistic of a safari. I mean, you might not be able to see all of these animals in one glance like this on safari. That would be a very
Also
unusual.
not size-wise.
But these would all be living in the same habitats together. So on one safari, you could see all of them over a course of a few days. And for example, here you can see the wildebeest and the zebra hanging out together. And that's because they're almost always found together in a herd, because one of them has very good hearing and the other has very good eyesight. So by the two species hanging out together, they're safer from predators. The giraffes also often hang out with them because there's no meat eaters here. They're safe together, and you can see that the giraffes are coming and reaching up to eat from the trees.
All the vegetarians are stuck together.
Yeah, that's it. Vegetarians in the centre. Now, the giraffes actually usually love the acacia trees, and the acacia trees are on the edge over here. But our giraffes can go to them because our giraffes are entirely movable. So if he wants a little acacia feast, he can enjoy it. The hippo is bringing back a somewhat unfortunate safari memory, because I was in a boat on a river miles from the hippos. We could see them, but maybe 100 meters away, and suddenly a male bull hippo came out of the water, just reared out of the water right next to us. It must have come up underwater and took a chunk out of the side of the boat. Now, thank goodness it was a big metal boat, and the hippo hurt himself far more than he hurt the boat, and he swam off back to the other hippos. But I have been in canoes near hippos before, and I vowed at that moment I will never do that again, because if he'd done that with me in a canoe, I would be dead. In fact, hippos, lovely little vegetarians that they are, kill more humans than any other of these animals. I think the only thing that beats them in Africa must be the mosquito. We don't actually have many predators here at all, because almost all of these animals are vegetarians, except for the leopards. In each of these fever trees, we have a leopard. Now, these are actually my favourite trees in Africa. They are this extraordinary lime green colour in reality, and they often are found near water. And in the early days of people coming to Africa, they thought that the trees caused fever. So they called them fever trees. In fact, it wasn't the trees causing the fever. It was the proximity to water. So it was the mosquitoes and the things that you can find near water doing that. But they kept their name. And there are so many great details. You can see just at the base of this tree that it's lost some of its limbs. And that's because the fever tree is rather unique, in that in a time of drought, it will sacrifice its own limbs for the good of the tree. So in order to make sure that there are enough nutrients to keep the tree alive, it will drop branches. And even that detail is found here. So you can imagine dinner conversations, especially for people who haven't had the opportunity to go to Africa before. They'll be experiencing a safari as we have through this incredible work of art.
I love the fact that it's like this visual encyclopedia of Africa, and even the fever trees that you're talking about, they are near water. And
yes, at the base of each fever tree is a watering hole, and that's where you can see the crocodiles and the hippos, the flamingos. Here's our little bling crocodile around here, because there's a tiny bit of gold on him. And Philip noticed that his mouth is open. You can look right down into the crocodile as though he really is about to bite you in the water. Quite terrifying and quite fabulous.
And also with the birds, for example, you want to put the birds in the trees that you'd find the birds in, things like that. So everything is really true to life.
And true to this part of Africa, because this is a southern African safari. In fact, there is only one animal on this entire table parade that neither of us, Philip or I, have seen on safari. And it's one of the hardest things to spot because it is so incredibly rare.
This is my favorite animal. I've never seen it in real life, and it's a pangolin. It's like the South African hedgehog, basically, because he curls up to this massive tail. He sort of curls in
like a
onto
little
himself.
armadillo.
Yeah, exactly. Curls the tail around him to protect himself from predators. And he's also just really cute.
He's so cute and so rare.
The little box.
This is very much South Africa.
That's why you also don't see my second favourite, which is the meerkat.
Yes, because there's no meerkats here.
Not right. I would have loved a meerkat, but it's not like kill your darlings, right? Like, I love them, but it's not right for this one because this is KwaZulu-Natal. This is Ardmore. Speaking of realism, there are a few things that we are going to add and change. There's only one major change, I think, which is the hoopoe. Now, the hoopoe is my favorite bird. And you can see a little hoopoe here, a little orange hoopoe,
yes.
which is the original color. What I love about hoopoes is that they are the link. It's very much for Faye and for myself, a visual representation of the connection between us in France and them here in South Africa. Because the hoopoe goes between the two countries.
Yes, we see it in our garden and we see it on safari.
That's it. So when Faye came to Lalande, we've been talking about the hoopoe. And as we were driving out of the gates, all of a sudden a hoopoe came, very sort of paused mid-air. Not quite, because they can't, but you know what I mean?
It felt like
that. In front of us, we're literally in the center of the road, and then flew off again, and we were both like, that's it.
I really think Faye felt that was the seal of approval on the collaboration between the two of you.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I do think so. But that's why this one, blue hoopoes don't exist. So this one's going to be repainted in orange.
Yes, I loved it because it was the only thing that wasn't realistic, so it felt like a signature. But I know that you and Faye both felt strongly that it needed to be the same colour as the other. So that's going to
A
change.
few other things that we have changed already, I'm going to show you, because not every piece is on the table. Someone's still in the kiln. This pangolin was made before this one was made.
Yes, this is the original pangolin
That's the
that was
original one.
made.
But it's too big. But this is also very cute.
I mean, this one's got a baby one, so it's very cute. But I do agree the scale is off because pangolins are not that big next to a giraffe.
That's why this one was remade smaller. And the same goes for this amazing tortoise. I think he's just wonderful.
But he is a truly giant tortoise. I mean, he's basically the same size as a hippo. Which is surprising. So he's been remade as well, but he's in the kiln, isn't he?
That's it. And also this one's been remade. You can see this is the porcupine that was made first. So how much he shrunk.
Yes. Yes, he was a bit on the large side.
There are a few things that are going to be added that are not here yet. For example, there's going to be a freestanding lion, a freestanding lioness, a cheetah as well. So these will be like this one, just movable around the table. And there'll probably be boxes like these. And the other thing is that, oh yes, these monkeys are removable. So when you take them out, you can stick candles in.
And again, you got that idea from
The French
18th century candlesticks in France.
So they're not usually topped with monkeys, but you do like finials or acorns or pine cones, things like that. So it's the same idea though. So you can make it as many candles as you want. But say we do make it 3 candles, that means that there's no monkeys in the tree. So Faye said, and I think she's absolutely right, we should add some monkeys in the tree playing already. So that even when these monkeys on the top of the tree have been taken off, there's still monkeys.
Yes, they're still represented here.
It's only when you see it now, you see it needs more. Just in some of the branches, a few more baboons.
So that's what you're looking over and seeing what should be placed.
And you've got to look at it if you're sitting as well, because it's one thing standing, which people will enter the table and look at it at this level, but then when you sit, you still need to be able to look up into things.
That's what I noticed. I was sitting here and I realised how amazing it is to see things in the tree. Yes. That leopard in the tree makes a difference when you're sitting.
And I think the bush baby will do the same.
Oh, a bush baby. Yes, that would be lovely. Adorable.
I was even thinking that it would be amazing as like knife rests.
Oh, yes, that's a jolly good idea. Jenna cats, and we could have snakes.
Yeah. A snake is a great idea. What, a little pangolin like that with the thing unfurled?
Oh, like the one in the gallery with his whole...
But like a small one, like a little baby one, just like little...
Actually, pangolin ones would be great.
This is what it's like all the time when I'm with Faye and Philip. The two of them are just coming up with ideas
and using
all the time. It's very exciting just to even listen to what they're talking about. And then to see it becoming reality, it's a dream.
Well, Philip, for me, it's living with art. And that's just what makes life so much more special.
You make the world a more beautiful place as well.
Well, we have to.
Yes.
The world's in a bad place, and if that's all we do, let's focus on that.
And that's also why I never speak about politics on my channel. I just want to show the beauty of the world, because people have to remember what we're here for. We're not here to harm each other.
Fill it with love and beauty.
Yes.
That's all we can do.
So there you have it. Ardmore's first ever table parade. I could not be prouder of Philip and of everyone, all of the artists, designers and sculptors at Ardmore. It is the most joyful, beautiful, wonderful thing, and I'm so excited it's coming to Lalande. And if any of you would like to see it in person, because believe me, it just comes to life when you see it like this, it is going to be on display in London at the Patrick Mavros Gallery between the 18th of May and the 22nd of May. And now if you happen to be in London for the Chelsea Flower Show, it's on at about the same time. Do pop in and see it at the gallery. The Patrick Mavros Gallery is extraordinary silverware, and it is really worth going just to see that. But there will be many Ardmore pieces on display and the entire table parade with the table decorated by Philip. So there'll be all of the glasses, all of the plates. You'll really get the entire effect there. So please, please do come to London to see it in person.